Good evening. Welcome to Underpants Live here on Sunday the 20th of what month are we in? October 24. Shall we start again? Good evening and welcome to Weatherfans Live here on Sunday the 20th of October 24 with myself, and of course we've got our Paul with us as well.
Yeah, unfortunately a few gremlins this evening, so I can't be on cam, but I will endeavour to do my best.
Good to have you with us.
Just trying to work the sound out as I go along.
No worries, no worries. So obviously today's all been about Storm Ashley. Ashley. And I think Paul has got a bit of a delay.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Turn his microphone
I'm just trying to sort the sound issue out. Bear with. Back in 2 seconds, guys.
Okay, no worries. Okay, we'll wait for Paul to sort himself out. Behave, you lot. Just going to go through the comments in just a moment. There's just one tab I forgot to bring up. Right, sorry about that. Let's go through the comments. Who's with us this evening? So the first person on the comments is our Steffi. Good evening to you. Hope you are well. Good evening to all Ben. And there's someone called Storm Chaser Paul. Can't say I've ever heard of him. At the moment, can't hear him. Good evening to Paul James, one of our new mods. And thank you for those who happens out now on the mods. Good evening, North F1 in the background. Please, no spoilers. I'm watching the highlights after the live show tonight. So please, no spoilers.
Ta-da! I'm back.
Good evening to Audio Coffee. And the theme tune you heard was incorrect. It was correct by Paul James. It was the good old Grain Chill. That's from the back in 1979. That one was.
Making me feel old.
It does indeed. I remember growing up with a 90s theme tune. If you remember that 90s theme tune.
No, in particular, no.
I wonder if it's that one there. Just bear with me. Did you hear that then?
No.
No. So yeah. One of the places where I was downloading these have actually for some reason stopped working. I've had to find another way, which I think is actually a better one. So yeah. I don't know who remembers the old Grain Chill, but the new Grain Chill, which I grew up with, which is this one, which I'm about to play now. So suppose how quick these come up onto the what's name.
Yeah.
That's the one I remember. Growing up in the late 90s, but that's high school, late 90s. Anyway, back to weather.
And Storm Ashley. I'll say Ashley.
Ashley. I did try to find a clip of that, but I couldn't find one short enough in the little time I did prepping.
Hi, Tucker Jenkins, aka Mark. That was someone who played Gabriel Kent on the bill.
Sorry, I can just about hear you. I'm just
sorry. Oh no, I'm here.
Sorry, it's me. I realised I actually had the volume turned on down low.
Oh, an idiot. Yeah, as I was saying, if anyone remembers the bill back in the day.
Oh, the bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite expensive.
Well, to be fair, especially if I've been to the restaurant. Yeah, right. I want to have to rearrange all my tabs again now. Dang it. Right.
The bill. Let me see. Oh, God, that's a bit loud. Did you hear that?
Nope.
Oh, must be just playing on my what's name then. So, Audio Cover gives a clue that. Oh, I thought it meant the program called Gives a Clue, which was that in the early 90s with Lionel Blair. If you remember that, Michael
Indeed.
Parkinson, I think, hosted that. It was on ITV.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember Give Us a Clue?
I do.
Yeah. God, I thought it was just me showing my age then.
Oh, we've got a fake spanner in the works.
Say that again, sorry.
So there's a fake spanner in the works. No, you haven't, Laura, don't worry.
Let me just see if that has been.
See if we've put the bill on them. Did it?
Yeah, I think that's been sorted out. Obviously, on our screen, Paul, on StreamYard, it doesn't actually show.
Yeah.
It still shows their comment, but has been sorted by our brand new mods. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you, mods, spanners, ratchets. Should we call them Ratchet and Clank? Since our Gav calls them spanners.
I'm trying
to think of a more friendlier name than spanners. It just sounds weird. Well, not weird, but it's already been took.
The destroyers.
Yeah.
The executioners.
Yeah. The banhammers.
So I come over said hello to Suit, but hello to Suit. Oh, Suit you, sir.
Suit you, sir. Oof. We are showing our age now.
Yes.
Oops, sorry.
No, no spoilers. No spoilers. Fast car one without a driver. Must have been one heck of a crash.
Indeed.
Oops. The Grange Hill theme was also used for Give Us a Clue.
No.
No. I just might have been Give Us a Clue. Do. Give us a clue. Do. Ah, yes. Paul James, the original Grange Hill was brilliant. Tucker James and Co. I did actually watch the first, I think, 4 or 5 series back in the 1970s a few years ago. I wanted to watch Grange Hill from the start. Then I just started watching after series, I think, 5 or 6, after when Tucker and the Co left. The police one. Oh,
yeah.
Good evening to Laura Johnson. So who's well this evening?
A fast car did go off. I'm having a look at the reports. I'm not going to spoil anything. A fast car did go off.
Just please. Otherwise, I'm ending the live right now.
I'm going to go and watch it. Anywho. Right.
I don't watch it live. I actually watch the highlights, but I don't want anything. No. Otherwise, I'm putting you on a
timeout. Laura, I don't know about the comment. I went to look for that yesterday, and I had no joy. But I was looking towards Lancashire, so that might not help. Put the light screen up. So yeah, that comic's going to be disappearing soon as well in the next few days.
Oh yes, the comic.
A3.
A3 is that towards
Guildford?
Isn't that down South London? Why?
Yeah, Guildford.
Yeah,
no doubt, Portsmouth. Yeah.
No, I've been on that road a few times. Yeah, through the new Hindhead Tunnel.
So what?
Pardon?
Yeah, I said. I don't know what I said anyway. I'm just catching up on the thing. Right, sorry.
So yes, obviously the weather currently is all about Storm Ashley. On the screen now, Should be the satellite image of Storm Ashley. Unfortunately, obviously now it's gone dark. We'll show the visible satellite that can't really see much of because it's gone dark.
Windy might be a good call for that because the grey line's gone over now. Or put it on infrared. Can one of the other ones? So you got 3 or 4 different other ones.
Can I do that?
If you look to the them satellites on the right, you've got all different.
Hang on a second. I've got the 24-hour ones. Let's just bring that forward. Should be able to. Here we go. This is from during the day today. A few thunderstorms across the Med there.
Mm-hmm.
So there's Ashley with its wonderful, I was going to say eye, really.
It did at one
Sense of
point,
the low.
didn't it? It had somewhat of an eye.
Yeah. I think there was reports of maybe a Sting jet when it was out in the Atlantic as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'll just bring that back to this morning. So, obviously, underneath this bit here, we had a band of rain coming through, followed by another band, which was quite squally. I got caught in that around about lunchtime. So, we had another band coming through before the brighter skies followed on behind. Obviously, now darkness has fell across across Europe as well. Let's have a look at the latest observations. Let's go to XC weather. Oh, helps if I share the tab, wouldn't it? There we go. So latest wind gust of 76 miles an hour, which is Aberdaron, which is on the exposed coast of Wales there.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 46 to 69 miles out in Tiree in the Outer Hebrides. I think that is the Outer Hebrides, I think. Can you, from the top of your head, can you think of a site that gives us current wind? It's windy, was it?
Net weather. It'll give us the last hour. Of course. It'll give us the last hour. That's what we need them today. Or I'm not sure if the Environment Agency do them. Have a look.
Let's have a look at the maximum wind gusts.
Look for flood warnings.
So there we are. There's the maximum wind gusts so far today. And some of these were quite early from the Cairngorm summit of 102 miles an hour. That'll certainly blow the last few of my hairs off my head. Carmel, in the last couple of hours, has recorded a wind speed of 86 miles per hour. I'm guessing that might be in the Scottish Highlands. There's the Aberdaron in Wales at 79 miles an hour. That's in the last couple of hours. Cape Coorag at 75 miles an hour. There's Tiree at 70. Even at Shannon Airport in Ireland, it was recorded a wind speed of 66 miles an hour. So it's certainly blustery out there at the moment. Maximum wind speeds. Let's take a look at these. So there's the Cairngorm summit from earlier on today at 84 miles an hour. And with this system as well, let's see how deep the millibars have gone. So we've gone down to a 964 in Benbecula. I think that's in the Outer Hebrides, if I'm not mistaken, Paul. Has Paul gone? Or have I gone? Oh, Paul's gone.
I'm back again. Sorry.
Hello?
About that. Hello.
So I didn't know you was gone.
It's all right, mate.
So I'm going to have a look at these comments. I've just seen one there. Where is it? Batten down the trampoline weather.
Indeed.
Yeah. Gordon messaged us a few days ago saying, wait for the Network Rail pictures of trampolines on railway lines.
I'm not sure if the gaffer's out today, to be honest.
I'll pop up some message when. We've got a new name here. Actually, not Autistic Basso. So hello to you.
Oh, Sue's gone. See you later, Sue.
Thank you, Sue, for joining us. I think someone else has popped in through.
Oh, we had an imposter.
James has joined. Was that the imposter?
Yeah.
I'll get harder.
Anyway, so we're getting thrown off here. Anyway, yeah.
Sorry.
Benbecula. 964 millibars. Most of it's up in Scotland, which we would expect, given that Ashley now.
To imposter so far. Thank you guys for looking out for us.
Get that bad hammer swinging. But yeah, lowest. What's the that's today, isn't it? So it's all like now. I thought it'd gone lower than that. You know, I thought the lower.
Yeah, it's what's been recorded on our shores. Obviously, out to sea, it's been a bit lower.
Yeah, when it comes nearer to, I think around about 952, possibly. I'll have a quick look on.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, as you can see there, 964 at the moment at Benbecula, up in northern Scotland, I believe. Nearest for us, Kirkwall, that's up in Scotland as well. But yeah, they'll continue to give us some grief tomorrow as well, I believe. Because the not net weather, Met Office extended the warnings.
Yeah, and just bring that across.
Yes.
So yeah, 964, which again is shown on XC weather as well. Yeah. So that's up in the far northwest of Scotland in the Outer Hebrides.
Yeah, Benbecula. Yeah.
You can just about see the centre load just off the view there. Right.
Yeah, it's starting to fill now anyway. So, well spotted by the Met Office was Ashley as well, because we were saying last week, early this week, weren't we, after the deep dive, that it was one to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Come out of nowhere. They forecast it pretty well, so.
Yeah, Met Office. Well, that's what their job is, really, isn't it? So keep an eye on.
They've got the super duper computers, haven't they? So, when is next full moon? Oh, it's all right. I'm just reading what Steffi and Ben are talking about. Spring tides on top of the storm surge. Well, there is actually some flood warnings out at the moment, mostly for the coast, though. Just going to quickly have a look. Environment Agency flood warnings. 40 flood warnings and 97 flood alerts at the moment. And
do you want to bring it onto the screen?
Yeah, sure. Just quickly share screen.
That's all right. I'm just sitting there.
Michael away with the fairies there. Anywho, yeah, as you can see there, guys, most of them are.
I was just reading the comment there from audio.
Yeah,
audio there.
I get something like that. I get my head just feels like it's going to blow up sometimes when I get like rapid air pressure just changes and thunderstorms. Anything that changes, my head just goes. Anywho, yeah, as I was saying, when we go back, so we've got a few here. Have a look on the Trent. No, 7. Get your words right, Paul. Trent's over there. Yeah, 7. So you can see all the way down at Gloucester is quite a bit of a one there on the Avon, but mostly there on the 7, which would be.
Could that be? I was about to say, could that be down to the spring tides going up the estuary? Maybe
it could be. Let's have a look. Yeah, rising river levels as a result of spring tides, consequently flooding of property, roads, and farmland is possible. We expect flooding to affect the Coal Wharf and the riverside at Maysmore, Lowland Lane, and so on and so forth. So let me just zoom it right out. Oops, go back. So yeah, Tewkesbury towards Bishop's Norton and to the north of Gloucester as well. And that goes further up in towards the Malverns and up towards Worcester as well. I would imagine that's from the rain rather than the spring tide up there. Yeah, there's heavy rainfall. Predicted peak at Diglis between 4.7 and 4.8. So that's on that, but there is some crikey. Pull it out. That one there. What's that one? It's on the River Severn as well. And you got one there on the Mersey Estuary. So that might be a result of the spring tide as well. And quite a few there where you've got the wind blowing in to the towards the Fylde Coast and up there towards Barrow, up into Cumbria, Morecambe Bay kind of area. That's all under flood warnings as well. Would be interesting to see what's going on up there, but I don't believe anyone's live at the moment. But yeah, this is for highest tide level is expected at 2:15 a.m. Still quite a time out, but as you said, spring tide. So, yep, storm actually bringing strong winds, large waves, and spray overtopping of the coast is expected to cause flooding overnight. Areas at risk include the Lower Walkham, Prom at Little Bispam, Norbreck, and Bispam. The Prom at North Shore, including North Pier, Central, and the Prom. Roads including the A584 and Central Drive, basically anywhere that's along the seafront on Blackpool, and possibly Fleetwood as well, I would imagine. Some there on the east as well as one there on the Tees. But yeah, most of them are on the western coast of England. Couple there, one at Bridlington, one at Spurn Point, one there, Great Yarmouth. What's this one? Trent. Well, that'll probably be from the spring tide as well. Where we go next, Michael?
Is there anything else to show on our storm?
Have a quick look at the satellite. Quickly on windy. Yeah, this tabbing's dead, so let's have a look at the satellite. There we go.
Let's see where the storm's heading off to next.
Yeah. Well, heading off up that way, but I can't really go forward, but we'll have a look at that in a moment. Let's quickly look at hurricane tracker. Never noticed that was in here. Hurricane Oscar, which came out of nowhere, as we know. A big kind of uncertainty there. That's quite small over the NHC. ECM's even smaller. Zoom in.
Yeah, I've got that wait. I'm waiting because it's going to do like a big U-turn.
Yeah, I'll let you take that on, mate. But yeah, you've got Oscar there, and also Nadine, which is currently somewhere in the middle of the thing.
Coming out the other side of the Pacific. Have we lost Paul or we lost me? Paul, can you hear me? Has anyone else lost Paul, or is it just me? Has anyone else got issues with Paul's audio? We lost Paul, yeah. Hi. Sorry, I'm just munching away here in the background. So what we'll do, we'll head straight over to the National Hurricane Center and have a look at the latest. So in the Eastern Pacific, we have got a red X. So a tropical disturbance of tropical disturbance 1, a trough of low pressure has developed in the Gulf of Tehuantepec. I know I've said that wrong. Apologies. This morning, which is enduring parts of the remnants of Nadine. Environmental conditions are conducive for further development, and a tropical depression is likely to form within the next couple of days while the system moves westward at around 50 miles an hour away from the coast of Mexico. So the formation chance in the next 48 hours is 70%, and through the next 7 days is a 90%. I think if that does develop into a tropical system, I think it still keeps its name of Nadine, but we shall see in the coming days. Good evening to Matthew, Frog Legs Matthew. Thank you for coming in this evening. Let's head over towards the Atlantic side. And here we've got the remnants in Nadine, which is, as forecast on the Eastern Pacific, is actually heading out and towards the Pacific and could get renamed. So we've got any more news on that? Just the main news on that is localized areas of flash flooding will remain possible in the vicinity of the remnants of Nadine across Belize, northern Guatemala, and southern Mexico through Tuesday morning. So that'll be the last of Nadine now on that warning. And as Paul mentioned, we've got Hurricane Oscar, which suddenly just came out of nowhere, I think during yesterday. We'll have a look at the cone of, if I can find it, the cone warnings. There it is. So Oscar is currently a hurricane at sustained winds of 80 miles an hour, moving west to southwest at 7 miles an hour. And as it hits parts of Cuba, is expected to make more of a U-turn back over towards the Bahamas by middle of the week. But weakening into a tropical storm. And currently that is all that's in the Atlantic. So we already made it to the letter O for this season. Could we get any more storms before the end of the season? Still got another, 5-6 weeks left. So let's see what happens in the coming weeks. I'm just going to double check to see if Paul's back. Paul, I think it's causing me issues. It's just cut out my Wi-Fi. So Paul's currently having connection problems. I'll say Ashley is causing him problems.
Wi-Fi. Yeah, apologies for that, guys. Yeah, it cut me completely off. Before I wait for a nice spot to come in and rejoin you. Anyway, Michael, carry on, mate.
Oh, thank you, dear. I've actually finished. So, are you able to get the charts up for any potential developments in the tropical Atlantic at all for the coming couple of weeks?
I'm just going to go one thing by one thing at the moment because when I opened Windy, that cut me off for some reason. Perhaps I've got.
Now, I've had that issue with Windy in the past where it completely slows down my laptop, and that's why I had issues in the past.
It just wiped me out completely. Before I come on, my computer was playing up with my keyboard and all sorts. So, yeah, bear with. Let's go to Tropical Tiddy Bits. We'll have a look.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's Oscar.
Let's get you on the screen.
There we go.
There we go. I've got you on full screen.
Brilliant, mate. So, yeah, as you can see there, folks, here we have Hurricane Oscar, as Michael was just telling us about. Currently, I think it's Cat 1. As you can see, there's a little bit of spin left in it, due to go kind of north, I believe. We'll have a look at the forecast models anyway. No, don't. Right. That sounds like Michael's eating his way through the kitchen.
Oh, sorry.
There.
Let's turn the audio off. There we go.
Kill it. How naughty of him. Anyway, let's go to. I think so. We've got Oscar here. We've got Nadine over here. Oscar moves in towards Cuba and then thinks, you know what, forget that. We've got Nadine out here. And Oscar just gets enveloped. I think this is Oscar here. Yeah, a bit of remnants of. A bit of a low here might affect us. A bit of a, I think this is due to affect us during the latter half of the week. Then bringing cold. We've got another potential hurricane, well, tropical storm there. Whether that keeps us, Oscar, we don't know. But that looks like it develops into a normal mid-latitude storm, same as this low here, which will start bringing some colder air during Friday. Nice. Let's have a look. Let's go back. So we've got this, I believe there's a tropical wave coming out of Africa, a few storms in the gyre, but other than that, it doesn't really look to be anything in particularly kicking off. Again, might be something here might develop. But yeah, it looks like it might develop into something of a tropical depression over here. Probably 18 or 19 that. But if you refer it to,
so we're down to O, so the next one will be P.
So that would be, I don't even know what it would be. Got another one here as well, Michael.
So Oscar, it'll be a female name beginning with P.
Comments below. We'll give you a couple of minutes while we're looking them up. Well, while I'm looking it up even. And I'm not going to share this tab, but quickly roll down.
So it'll be Patty next.
Patty cake. Yes, it will.
So yeah, it'll be Patty, Raphael, Sarah, Tony, Valerie, William.
So one of these could
we make it to W?
One there as well. Might be worth it. So let's have a look, see where they go. Into next weekend. No, that goes in towards Venezuela, I think. Or Belize. No, Belize is up further. Yeah, this might be one here to watch. Oh, in the Atlantic, but I think the Atlantic's cooling down now, so anything that really pops up like down here could maintain itself, but this is for next Sunday, so not, I think the week today. That's worth watching. A little wave there, bit of a dig there as well. Shows quite a bit of a temperature gradient. I don't know if it amount to much. Something here in the Caribbean. Yeah, it's the Caribbean. And that could be of interest a week on Tuesday. Almost. Yeah.
Well, it's a sudden gust of wind then.
I know, I can hear it outside here. The odd gust coming through, because I'm in a valley. So all the winds kind of funnel, well, either going over the top or funneling down. I get the odd gust and I can hear it, but my mate was just telling me he lives in Dewsbury. He's getting absolutely battered on the side of a hill there where he lives. So I'm glad I'm not.
Well, as you know, where I live, I'm actually, it's a, tiny valley really, but
yeah,
I've got the River Anchor just below me there, and I'm quite exposed to where I am.
Oh, this one here has just piqued my interest around Halloween time. So there could be some more little lows developing there in the Caribbean. Is this one here? I just forward it on.
Yes, they've just said the Gulf of Mexico is still very warm.
Yeah, and we've also got this one here just off the, where's that? Haiti, around that area. This one here could be. And then we've got this one here. A big low there coming in towards a week on Saturday. Obviously, this is in fairy tale land. But, yeah, it's one that just...
Forward again, I'm just noticing how that high pressure starts to edge up maybe towards Greenland.
It'd be worth having a look at that. Into regions and look at Northern Hemisphere. No. Europe, North Africa, North Pacific, North America. Sorry, I'm just talking out loud here, guys. North Atlantic. Yeah, there's Greenland there. Sorry. Getting distracted by myself there. So yeah, that low could do something. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting one now. In a couple of weeks' time, it's showing quite a bit of activity there in the Caribbean and the Western Atlantic, as well as the Central Atlantic. Could that be a tropical? Got high pressure to the south, which has been quite. It's been there or thereabouts for the last few weeks, hasn't it? This high pressure to the south. That would bring in like tropical returning tropical maritime. It's going down here into the west. So yeah, I don't know what the trends are for way out, but I know we're going to have a couple of cold incursions. One obviously being this coming Friday coming up. But that low there, that's around here. That brings in some Arctic air around the back of it. That could be our next named storm there, which would be, if you want to look that up, Michael. I'm just going to have a quick look, see if it does.
Sorry, I put it on that.
Good lad. Let me just quickly go to the east. There we go, Europe. Right, there we go.
It'll be Bert.
It'll be Bert. Hello, Bert.
Right, Bert. So I've got that actually on a tab to hand straight away our storm names.
So that could be Bert. I'm not saying it will be, but it could be. It's going to affect Ireland and possibly Western Scotland more. So could be another call by Met Éireann on this one for Thursday. We'll move further on, see where that goes with the global fairy story. Brings in higher than normal pressure to the south. Ideally, I want it over the top of me because that's better for my radio propagation. Which I was playing on before I came on. So, yeah, playing my radios. Yeah, so that height's lingering there for most of next week. It's loitering there. Let's have a look at the 850s. 6 plus 6 there, plus 3. So it's cold air is there, but it's not taking over as such. I think Michael will have the 850s for net weather ready to go in a minute. Yeah, we're under warmer air, not. I'd say around about average to just a little above average. I don't think we're going to have anything seriously cold. Just windy, if anything. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Could be potential for another tropical storm towards the back end of next week. Same with us as well. Could get another storm, named storm, but I think Met Éireann will call that one. Mean sea level. Yeah, so yeah, as I was saying, Thursday, there we go. So yeah, gets another little thing. I get that. I think that'll be picked up by the jet, you know, Michael. It's got that telltale.
Oh, it's all right. It's just.
Oh
yes.
You see that little dig there? That's telltale sign that it's interacting with the jet, in my opinion.
And does that show the jet stream on that?
That would be in the uppers, wouldn't it? So that would be 250 millibar. There we go. Distant sirens in the background. Yes. So.
Bit of an Amiga block there, Foreman.
Yeah.
If you fall right forward, you've got a classic Amiga block.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a dig in the jet stream as well, as you can see there, obviously, with potential storm there off island. With the jet, like I was saying, getting stuck in the jet there. It's interacting, but it's not interacting in the way that Ashley is, as you can see here with the jet from yesterday. You can see that the jet is literally over us now, so there is a potential interesting. Hello, mate. Go for it. Oh no, Steffi's got to let me get some clean whiteboards and coloured pens.
Gav's with us. Good evening to Gav.
Hi there, Gav.
Yep, Steffi.
Yeah, so we've got the jet right over us at the moment, which would account for why the wind is so strong, obviously. But there is a potential that could be a thing in this one. Michael was on about this earlier. So there could be the odd gust that could be over 80 mile an hour, maybe 90 or maybe even 100 if, and I'm only saying if, it does drag down that jet. But Ashley's all the way up here now, so yeah, the main part of it's all the way up here now. So yeah, let's go back to Thursday. So like that, as Michael said, that Omega block coming in, and yeah, potential storm Bert there in the wings. And we've got on the backside there, Michael. Look. Coming in, we've got this is the jet stream, by the way. So yeah, the jet's over us. But I don't think it's going to be that windy. Let me just go and have a look at the mean sea level. There's another low. So yeah, there's lows coming up over the top of the jet, but mainly going to be influenced by high pressure, in my opinion. I believe our Steffi says she's getting her pens and whiteboard out.
She is. Someone on the comments asked a question, and
I was going to say, play the intro too.
Yeah. Oh, just bear with me 1 second. I need to get rid of that. We'll bring Steffi on in just a moment. She's in our green room waiting for us. We'll bring Steffi on in just a second. What we're going to do next?
Was on about
sorry, Paul. Let's get my teeth in and get my words out. We'll just finish off our segment here, then we'll pass it over to Steffi for our lesson.
Indeed. Yes.
So, will you just 1 moment, Steffi?
Yeah. You can tell we're amateurs.
Yes. It just also shows that we actually do this
live.
Off the cuff, really.
Well, that's the best way. Oh, air fried chips and peas and onion rings. Stop it, Ben. I'd minced beef and onion pie with hash browns and spaghetti hoops. My tea. Very posh.
And Gav had the roast chicken dinner, was very nice.
I'm coming to yours, Gav. And I did want to make a roast dinner today, but I couldn't be bothered. Weren't feeling it today, so it is what it is. It is what it is, what it is, what it is.
Right. Shall we bring on our Steffi?
Go on.
Right, why not?
Why not?
Right. Okay. Let's play it, shall we?
Good evening, class.
How's that for an intro? How is that a fun intro?
Good evening, Miss Adcock.
Good evening, Miss Paul. Good evening, Michael. Good evening, Gav. Good evening, Matthew. Good evening, James. Good evening, Ben. Good evening, Laura. Good evening, Audio Coffee. Trying to remember who else I've seen.
It's not reading register, isn't it?
It is, yes. Good evening, Ben.
Are you here? Are you here?
Good evening.
Gav, are you here? Michael, are you
yes,
here?
Yes, Gav's here, yes.
Right. Here's one. If you're all here, put a tick in the chat. If you're going to be late, put an X.
Well, when I took the register, good evening, Suit.
Suit's
late to the lesson, so you're going to get a late mark.
There you go. We've got a new segment called Science Stuff with Steffi. There we go. That's going to be a new off branch of Weather Fans. You got me, Michael, and Blizzard Storm Chase, and we got Science Stuff.
Thank you for giving me an idea. I'll sort an intro out possibly for next week.
Number one.
I love it.
Right.
Just give me a second. I'm doing the Gav here. Gav's Weather Bits, sponsored by Benelin. For those.
Yeah, I love that's what I thought earlier on.
Night nerds.
Right.
So, as Paul was chatting earlier on, someone asked a question, and that question, which I'm trying to find on the comments, Is
It
this
was
from
Laura that
Laura
asked.
Johnson?
Because
Which
Laura
was,
and
can
I
you
was,
explain tidal?
go on, yeah, tidal coefficient.
That's all right.
Laura and I were chatting about
And-
tides. Now, because we've got the maestro in the house as well, you know, what I would call the prefect, Gav. He can probably also clarify pressure differences. So if you've got low pressure, then there's very little air particles pushing down on the ocean, which means the ocean bulges. That happens in a storm system. So hence, when you've got a tide coming in, if it's a high tide, because it's also bulging up because there's no less air particles pushing it down, you get a higher high tide, which because of the mechanics of the incoming storm is usually referred to as a storm surge. And of course, this is a very exaggerated drawing, but hopefully it gives you the idea of there's planet Earth. And of course, if I put the sun in, now we don't have Rachel, do we?
No.
So this is going to be orange then instead. So now, if the moon is here, then that's a new moon. But if the moon's over here, then it's a full moon. And of course, as you are aware, the moon's orbit is not circular, it's elliptical. And so occasionally you get a full moon at its closest approach, what we call perihelion. And the media have dubbed that sort of thing a supermoon. There's nothing super about it. And to the human naked eye, you can't tell. But if you took a picture of a supermoon and compared it against a picture of a normal, what you call a full moon that's not classed as a supermoon, what you'll notice is a difference in size, very, very slightly, when you compare the two pictures. Now, of course, everyone also knows that the position of the moon affects our tides because the gravitational influence of that little satellite is enough to pull and push against liquid like water. So, of course, it bulges either side. Hence, you get your high tide at full moon and new moon, which means the other two bits, you get low tide. Now, at full moon, your ordinary high tide will be what's known as, where are we? There. Directly in line. So that is parallel to the normal line. In physics, you talk about the normal line with regards to direction of force. So if you are parallel to the normal line, it will affect you. If you are perpendicular, it has no effect whatsoever. Do you remember last week we were talking about the three-dimensional particles that come in because you're talking about space, three-dimensional space. You instead of having just a standard 2D XY, you've actually got 3D XYZ.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you're actually looking at just the XY, because they are both perpendicular to the normal, they had no effect. It was the Z, because the Z was parallel to the direction of the incoming particles, which is why you look at BZ. So same here, in that you look at the normal, which is the direction of force. So of course, in line with the sun, full moon will have a directional force, hence why you get a spring tide, which is a higher than normal high tide. And of course, when you get round halfway there, I've not put them on, but you at this point, you will get, it's not spring as in season. Do you know, I asked exactly the same question, Ben, when I was learning about spring tides and neap tides. And I don't know why it got named spring tide, but it's not to do with the season. It's just an expression that determines the fact that it's a higher than high tide. So, of course, when you are at half moon there, you're perpendicular to the normal. So any gravitational influence from the moon is completely cancelled out. If you did Pythagoras, then 90 degrees actually equals 0. You know, I can't remember which one it is. If you do sine 90 or cos 90, one of them equals 0. I can't remember off the top of my head. If someone's got a calculator and can just chuck sine 90 in or cos 90, one of them will come up as 0, because springing upwards, perhaps. Oh, I like that. Yeah. But then why neap? What's neap? Why is it called neap for a lower than low tide? So yes, if you have a tide at half moon, it's, oh, okay, spring in, which means, well, right. Thanks, Laura. So at half moon, then that would essentially be what you'll notice is at low tide, what you should find is your low tide is lower than normal. Now, the question that Laura asked was about coefficients. So hold on to that word normal. So if you take a whole bunch of data and you get lots of data that comes out nice and normal, you plot it all, and that's where you get your standard classification of a normal high tide. Now, obviously, a spring tide is going to give you higher than normal. Now, the word coefficient is mathematics. So constant does not change. Okay, variables change. Now, if Ben remembers the maths lesson that I did on Discord, hopefully this will ring some bells. I went through this idea of why do we need algebra? And basically it's because of this. Algebra is needed so that you can plug variables into the equation to come out with different answers. Constants are easy because they don't change. The variables do. And then what you do is you have a look at the changes in those variables. And so when you actually compare the change of one variable against another, that is known as a coefficient. So the tidal coefficient that you're getting, that's coming up on Laura's app, is displaying the difference between the tide that you're getting compared to standard normal. Have I lost everybody, or is everybody still?
No, I know what you're on about.
Oh, good.
I've been following it quite closely with the hurricanes and stuff like that, and learning from that, because they I know they over-egg it a little bit sometimes, but it's better to over-egg the pudding than to not egg it at all, if you know what I'm saying. I always say that with the Met as well. The Met tend to over-egg it as well, but it's better to be safe than sorry, isn't it? So they sometimes they'll put a bit
Yes.
extra on top. So exactly. So yeah,
Sorry, I've just realised I was on mute then. I do apologise.
it's all right. I've just put something in the group
No, I
chat
was
for you.
quiet.
But yeah, like Steffi was saying with the moon and stuff like that. Also with low pressure, it lifts, doesn't it? Did you say I want? I was busy looking on Facebook at the stuff for the group, so I do apologise. But yeah, low pressure rises, high pressure sinks, doesn't it? If I remember right now, am I getting that the wrong way around?
Yeah, low pressure.
Oh,
Low pressure
yeah.
sucks up the air.
Yeah,
High pressure
right.
compresses the air.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm sure Gav will put us right if we're wrong. But as well as the drawing up and the pushing down, you've also got this idea of, if you think about a column of air and how many particles are in that column. So high pressure means lots and lots of particles, which means from a gravitational influence, there's lots of particles pushing down. Whereas in low pressure, which is what you get in your storm, then there's not many particles pushing down, which allows the sea to bulge up.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct. Excuse me.
Well, I don't. Ben's just said, well, I always believed sea moved the weather. Might be getting this wrong. No, I don't think you're wrong, Ben. And a big one as well. Because the water, and I must have gone through this before, so I don't want to bore everybody with the same information.
No, not at all. You're not boring at all, Steffi. Every day's a learning day.
Water. Oh my goodness, Gav, detention.
Typical man.
Yeah, detention.
Now
I was about to say, get a hell of a big
right,
T, but he'd take it the wrong way, wouldn't he?
Can Ratchet and Clank have a word with Livervid, please?
Gav's been listening to my physics lessons on forces. He's absolutely right. It's up thrust, which is why you thrust up and push down. Right.
I'm keeping
back to
my intrusive thoughts to myself. Otherwise, I'll just go the way we went last week. Anywho, yes.
Sounds like we're doing something
yes.
horror show then, wasn't
it? The oceans, yes. Sea surface temperatures are incredibly important because water has a very, 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 very high specific heat capacity. So, can anyone remember what specific heat capacity is? No Googling Wikipedia, please.
I don't know, miss.
No, miss.
It's after 9 p.m. My brain goes into shutdown after 6 a.m.
Right. Go back to bed.
Thank you, Ben.
Anybody on the comments?
Ben gets a nice shiny sticker from James's cupboard. Go to the top of the class for being honest.
I never knew. What does James keep in his cupboard? What does your Paul keep in his cupboard, I wonder?
He's the maestro of all of the stickers for Gav, isn't he?
I know. We're going to see if we can do
where's my rubber? Hang on.
Oh, hi.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Right.
Clean.
Specific heat capacity. ESCIFIC.
I would imagine it's
CAPIC.
I want to have a go at one because I know about capacities and capacitance and all that malarkey. So the amount of heat that can be held within a parcel of air. Obviously, like a capacitor can hold a certain amount of energy within its two plates. I'm not looking at my radio box, I promise. It's pretty much the same.
Not just air, though. It's
energy.
Of a substance.
Yeah. So much water and stuff like that. So yeah, carry on, Steffi.
Now, it's I summarize it because if you actually have a look at the definition of specific heat capacity, it's an enormously long sentence, and it's the amount of energy needed to raise 1 kilogram of substance by 1 degree centigrade. So what does that mean? Actually, it's the ability to hold heat. So let me get me thingy back up because I can't see if you can see what I can see. There we go. Right, I angle it slightly and move that way. There we go. So in a nutshell, if you actually Google the definition of specific heat capacity and you look at the really long sentence, what it's actually saying in a nutshell is the ability to hold on to heat. So the higher the value, the more heat energy it can hold per kilogram.
Yep.
So it's very similar to what you said, Paul. It's not just air, it's any substance.
Yeah, here we go.
So specific heat capacity of water is one of the highest, which is why the oceans can absorb so much energy from the sun before it actually shifts in temperature. Which means if you get an SST anomaly that Gav shows on his lovely updates and stuff, and it's perhaps what, 1/4 of a degree or something, right? You think about that 1/4 of a degree across an entire ocean basin and if you're talking about the top layer, which is 1 kilometer depth, you imagine that volume of water, you times that by 4.18, which is the specific heat capacity for water, and you will come out with an enormous value for the energy in that system.
Yep. I want to say if Michael could be sort of kind of actually got BBC bite size, here we go. So I don't know if this is of any use.
Yes, it is.
So this is basically what Stephanie was just saying. When materials are heated, e.g. water, the molecules gain kinetic energy and start moving faster. The result is the materials get hotter, like you was just saying about heat and water. Different materials require different amounts of energy to change temperature. The amount of energy needed depends on the mass, the substance, and the desired temperature change. As it says here, it takes less energy to raise the temperature of a block of aluminium by 1 Celsius than it does to raise the same amount of water by 1 Celsius. The amount of energy required to change the temperature of the material depends on the specific heat capacity of that material.
Every molecule in the universe is vibrating.
Yep.
Every single atom, particle, species, as we call it in particle physics, is vibrating. Absolutely no particles are completely stationary. Just because we can't perceive it vibrating, it doesn't mean to say it's not. That vibration is internal energy, and it's made up of kinetic energy and thermal energy, which is why everything actually is emitting infrared at some level. It's just if it's so far away, there'll be a Doppler shift, so it doesn't always appear as infrared. But that's going into the realms of particle physics and astrophysics, which I'm sure nobody at 9:15 on a Sunday evening wants to hear.
Maybe another time.
We're saying future lives.
But I always tell all of the kids in the class, every single atom, species, particle, ion vibrates. Nothing is completely still. So if you then add heat energy to it, that vibration gets faster. And that is your specific heat capacity.
I'm just thinking on a more logical level, like away from weather. You have like storage heaters and radiators and oil heaters. Just put it back on normal, Michael. Thank you.
No.
At least I'm not just blacked out on the screen then, you know what I mean? We've got something up. But it's like that because storage heaters will heat up slowly, but they'll give off their heat a lot quicker than what a normal radiator would do.
Because it has a high specific heat capacity. The thing you've got up there, it says brick 840. That's actually a high value,
Mhm.
which means it takes a lot of energy to heat a brick up.
Yeah.
But of course, that also means it will come out very, very slowly.
Yes. As you can see there, water is 4,200 joules
Yep.
compared to a brick which is 840
Yeah.
Per kilogram. So obviously bricks are more dense than what water
Of
is.
course, yes, that's GCSE. It's rounded it 4.2. Yeah, I know it's 4.18, but it's essentially
4,118
Yes.
joules or calories, whatever you call them. I'm
Yeah.
not going to go into calorific values and stuff like that. Like Becky said, it's 9:15 at night. Careful, you'll get detention. Nothing like, hey, we're giving off good vibrations here tonight. We're talking good stuff. But yeah.
I totally agree, Michael. I think Paul deserves a detention. And no, actually, no, better than that. Paul deserves
He wants
only-
detention.
You've got to put him on detention. He's your chap.
No, I think
You're the headmistress.
after that, he deserves homework.
Oh, you have to sort him that out when you come off. Anyways, lead will warm up and cool down fastest because it doesn't take much energy to change its temperature. Brick will take longer to heat up and cool down, as Steffi was just saying. This is why bricks are sometimes used in storage heaters as they stay warm for a long time. They do, but they don't give off the best of heat.
Sorry,
Sorry.
Sorry, I've got it on the screen there.
Yeah. Most heaters are filled up with oil or water to emit a lot more energy as they cool down, and therefore stay warm for a long time.
I've just seen the chat actually. Remember year 7. Ben's asked the question: why do we have hard and soft water? I don't know why they call it hard and soft, but essentially that is a measure of how many dissolved minerals there are in the water itself. Because as you probably know, the water that you drink is not pure H2O.
Nope.
So this is your water molecule. I need to get my screen back up so I can see what you can see. There we go. That's your standard water molecule. Now, if you had a glass of that, what you'd be drinking is distilled water. So what you actually drink is not just...
I've got an explanation up here ready if you need it, Steffi.
Yeah. You actually have... Let's do that one up there as well. There we go. You drink... And that side, aren't I? A mixture.
We do.
So whilst water is the main component, depending on the origin of that water, will depend on what these dissolved minerals are. Anybody, any idea what I mean by dissolved mineral?
Yep, because I live in an area that is actually hard, I believe, where I live.
Yeah, I do.
Because I live in, obviously, Yorkshire is one of the only places that doesn't really add too much to their water, because obviously the hills around here do a lot of the filtration anyway. I'm just going to quickly flick this up. There we are. So
I've just seen what audio bought us, but yeah, spring water is the same. It's a mixture. It's just a very refined mixture. Now then, some minerals: magnesium, calcium, zinc.
Chloride. Sorry,
you do get
it right.
chloride ions tend to be added.
Yes.
But these, as you can tell, it's got a 2+ by the side of them. Any idea why it's got a 2+ by the side of them?
Because it's 2 extra added, or two
Lost
extra.
2.
Lost 2.
It's lost its 2 outer electrons. They're metals. So what you're drinking is dissolved metals, and they are essential to the diet.
Yes, because we
Yes, well done, Paul.
We're very deficient.
Calcium.
Yeah,
We need it for strong bones and teeth,
we do.
etc.
Even though they say drink milk.
Yeah. So, as you probably know, I don't know actually, planet Earth is made up mostly of metals that have reacted with oxygen over the past 2.5 billion years. So Earth's crust is metal oxides. So as the water flows over it, it picks up these dissolved metals from the riverbed.
Okay.
And the more of these you've got in it, the harder your water is, which basically means you need more soap. Paul, I presume you know, being in a hard water area, the same as me, you always need more detergent in your washing machine than it says on the packet, because you're in a hard water area.
And more washed up liquid and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And same with the water to clean like the floors or the sides or like that. You always need a bit more detergent to break down them.
Yes.
Them minerals.
I remember my first trip to Birmingham, and of course you use the toilets and you punch the soap thingy like you normally do at home. And I was there for ages rinsing this stuff off, because Birmingham's soft water, so of course it lathers up like I don't know what, and you've got just so many bubbles. You think, right, I don't need as much soap here. So soft water is less dissolved minerals, and hard water is lots and lots of dissolved minerals.
Yeah, I'd say with my area. Sorry, go on, Michael.
Right. Do bottled water contain the same kind of things that come through our tap? Or has bottled water got some of these minerals taken out?
Except less chlorine.
Yeah, it's not got the
chlorine.
Stuff that kills the algae and stuff like
Correct.
that.
Yeah.
Because with the Midlands water, like where Michael and yourself possibly, I think more Birmingham though, Severn Trent, all that, it comes from Wales, doesn't it? So it comes all the way from the reservoirs in Wales. I only learned this when I lived in the Midlands. And
I'm not sure if mine here comes from Carsington Reservoir. I'm not too sure though.
No, possibly. Because you're in a different part, but I think most of the conurbation area is mostly Wales, isn't it?
Maybe like the West Midlands.
Down where it's over the chalk down, so they'll have loads and loads of calcium, because I mean it's just made up of calcium carbonate. So actually, I'd be interested where Ben lives, what river system his water essentially comes from, to determine the dissolved mineral content, shall we say?
Yeah.
But bottled water is just refined for a specific mineral content, and it hasn't gone through the chlorination process like tap water has. So it has the potential for harbouring more microbes.
Oxton is more of a balancing. Carson. That's like how I'm saying, speaking of reservoirs, Michael, remember the little thing I did a few years back regarding how low they were?
Oh, yes, a few summers ago.
Yeah, they started to go down low again up near me. I went over Scamondon yesterday, over to the border. And that's quite low. But I'm surprised with all the rain that we've had, why they're low. So, but this is the Midlands anyway, as I was. So, I just put in a generic postcode for the West Midlands for Birmingham.
Mm-hmm. My water comes from Staffordshire Water, so I'm not sure if that is coming from Carsington itself.
Yeah. Give me a postcode for around there. There's mine. Ignore that.
Try B79.
B79. I'll just put B79 in. So it's
Yeah.
sorry about that. Yeah, it don't come up. Is your? I'll just put it as a generic postcode. Bear with.
Where does Gav's magic water come from?
The shop.
Yeah, the alcohol aisle.
Do you know when he started up with
Off
that?
license, definitely off license.
Paul and I were joking that it was distilled because at the time the Iceland eruption was underway. So we said at the time that it was distilled under the lava fields of Fagradalsfjall in Iceland.
Fire water. There's your Michael, just as a generic postcode. Medium water. But like I say, with mine,
depends what area you live in. If it's a rough area, you have hard water, wouldn't you?
Poor old Gav doesn't know.
I'm in a soft water area apparently. So I'm up here. I'm surprised considering I'm in an area where there's a lot of hills and stuff like that. But I wouldn't imagine that.
I just in the comment from Matthew.
Yeah. Yeah, so turn the tap on, give us, tell us.
One of my old neighbours said when he lived in Derby, his area was that rough that the SAS brought his milk.
Oh, James, I'm glad you've learned something, James.
Anyway, sorry, I've took it off now. I think we're pretty much done on that now anyway. But yeah, there's our science lesson for the day. Went completely hard and
I'm
soft.
saying nothing to that, especially when Gav's replied like that.
Michael, you might be in Titsworth, according to Laura.
Thanks. I'm sure we're fed by seven. River Trent.
Yeah, I'm classed as Staffordshire, but I'm actually more. I'm more or less on the boundary between the four counties of Derbyshire, Leicestershire, and Warwickshire.
Mm-hmm.
Just down the road near me is I'm not too sure if the pub's still there. I think it was called the Four Counties Pub because it's literally on the boundary of the four counties.
Mm.
Oh,
it's probably about a mile down the road for me.
What a softener, Ben. More spring water up northeast. The only spring water there is in Scotland is the good stuff, the whiskey, the browns, the really proper fire water.
Yeah, you need chemistry to tease them out. So essentially, you either need a reactant in there for the minerals to attach to, but that reactant would need to be insoluble so that you can then filter it out, or you can distill it. So basically, you evaporate it off and then condense it. So then all you get is pure H2O, and you leave the minerals behind, and that will be the white residue that you get. And of course, it's the same white residue that furs up your copper pipes and your shower heads and round your taps, that sort of thing. The way I tend to get rid of it is a little bit of hydrochloric acid. But that's not exactly readily available.
Nope.
Don't misunderstand that to meaning bleach, because they're not the same thing. Bleach is an alkaline, not an acid.
Yeah. Anywho, trying to read through all the comments.
Yeah. I think
I'll
I'll go through one more chart. Which shall I go through this week or leave it?
It's up to you, Mike.
It's just the ECMWF weekly anomalies, I think.
Yeah, we'll have a flick through them and then we can Easy.
I was going to say, do you want to chuck me in the background then? Because that's...
Oh, yeah, I'm stuck on the stone full screen. Do apologise.
That's all right.
Audio's saying it. I'll be honest, I only drink sparkling water in bottles. Can't abide the smell of tap water. I'm the same. I only use tap water for tea. I can only drink mineral, like normal, bottled water.
Good old carbonic acid.
Yeah. Carbolic.
No, carbonic, not carbolic. There is a difference.
I thought you said carbonate.
No.
No, that's the stuff that you chuck on your anyway. I won't give people ideas. Put it on people's cars and whatnot.
I'll put the formula in the chat.
Any of you out there are Breaking Bad? I don't do sparkling water.
No, that's easy to make anyway. Yeah, but no, don't make that. That wouldn't do you any good at all.
No,
There's a few people not liking the, just like myself, not liking the sparkling water.
no, I don't like sparkling water. Or even drink it if it's flavoured.
It's like the same feeling of I've got tasting gone off milk.
Yeah, it's just
Like
not
gone off
right.
water.
Just water with more oxygen and whatnot put through it. But I know where carbonated drinks come from, where the person who made them. Stephanie may know who that person was. Who's the person who originally made the first carbonated drink?
Oh, I'm
Was it
hopeless.
Dr. Cola?
No.
Was it Dr. Pepper?
Lovely
I'm going to
Paul
put that
will
in
know.
the chat.
Ask my Paul. He'll know, unless he's gone to bed because he's on an early.
Is he?
Yeah.
If anyone knows, stick it in the chat. That's the question for tonight. I know who. I mean, I can send you the link, but I don't live too far away from. Well, actually, I live where the person who invented it lived, in the same village anyway. He's still here. Yeah. So the third person who invented carbonated drinks. Anyway, yes. Oh, there we go. Steffi's put it in, not carbolic acid.
Carbonic.
Detention, Paul.
Carbuncle. Pause. I'm going to look it up myself because I want to be 100% sure I know who it is.
Oh, look, poor old Gab. He's off now.
Sorry, Gav.
He's off
That's
to
right.
get the 6 a.m. forecast uploaded. Thank you so much for joining us, Gav, this evening.
Toodles.
Bye, Gav. Is that too much science for you?
It's probably just gone.
He's in a food coma after eating his dinner, I think.
Yeah. Oh, I've got it. Oh, yeah. The discoverer of oxygen. It used to be Professor Bubble Chessington Z.
I don't know whether to take him seriously or not.
Burpington. Professor Bubble Burpington. All right. The name of the person was Joseph Priestley, and he discovered oxygen. Discovered being the operative word, the discoverer. Yeah, and he lived in Birstall, which is just up the road from me. School remained on Carlingham Hill. Alley Grammar School. Yeah, anyway, his prodigy was Bucks Fizz. Yeah, I've been making my mind up on that one, Laura.
I just need to go and do something, so I'll go off camera.
No
worries. Oh, that was awful, Paul. That was awful.
Pina
In a
colada.
land of make believe. Anyway, shall we go and take a look at? Shall we go and take a look at the ECMWF weekly anomaly charts, which is quite interesting on the very first one. I'm going to put Steffi's mic on mute as she's clanging away in the background.
Probably throwing stuff at the wall.
All right, Paul. Right, the mean sea level pressure charts, the weekly anomaly charts here from the ECMWF website. This is from the 21st of October to the 28th of October. And this has got high pressure over the UK. Obviously, by the looks of it, when some Ashley moves up towards the north, this is showing that high pressure will start to build up from the south. So in this setup, we're looking at more of a westerly flow on this. The 28th of October through to the 4th. High pressure still sat there, slightly towards our west. This will bring us a slightly not northwesterly, it's a northwesterly flow.
Yeah.
The 4th of November to the 11th of November has that high pressure gone bye-byes. We're in a bit of in-between, shall we say, so it could be in a transitional period. So in this flow, we are looking at a bit of everything, really, literally no man's land. We're between lower pressure and higher pressure, so it could be a bit of a mix mash there. The 11th of November to the 18th of November, we've got low pressure out towards the west there, so it could be bringing up a slight slack southerly flow, maybe southwesterly at times. So again, could be a bit of a transition. The 18th of November to the 25th of November. Well, again, there's no real clear signal. We've got a bit of blocking up towards the north, some towards the south as well. So in that scenario, again, maybe bring things off the Atlantic there. And at the no man's land, it's got us under high pressure across central areas. Have a look at the precipitation on the same model runs. So from the 21st of October to the 28th of October, the orange is drier than average, the greens are wetter than average. Let's bring up the key there. So under drier than average across the UK, the 28th to the 4th, again with high pressure close by, or if not over the top of us, we are looking much drier than average. So look like we're looking at a dry end to the end of October. And we're looking average for the 4th to 11th of November. And away from parts of Northern Ireland, we're looking average. 18th of November through to the 25th, we're looking around average. And no man's land, we're looking around average away from Northern Ireland.
There's no real signal at the moment, is there, in terms of what's going on? Do you get my message about the postage stamps as well on there? It's for another day. I'll show you after. I don't think there's any signals as such. Still here.
Okay, I'll have a look. I'll try to have a look at that. I'm just realising I'm still on the bottom of the page there. There we go. Let's take us off. These are the temperature weekly anomalies from the same chart we just looked at. So the 21st to the 28th, we're looking above average. The 28th to the 4th of November, let's bring that up a little bit higher. We're looking slightly cooler than average towards the southeast, looking average elsewhere. The 4th to 11th of November, we're looking around average. 11th to the 18th, looking slightly above average throughout time. The 18th to the 25th of November, again, looking around average, perhaps slightly more than average towards Ireland. And at the back end of this, we're looking slightly above average. And did you mention about the postage stamps?
Yeah, they're right at the bottom. Keep going up. Are you on the mediums?
Extended. Is it on the mediums?
Yeah, it's on the mediums, mate.
Okay. So right at the bottom, did you say?
I did, mate. Just back up one. should be there on the right. There we go.
How am I supposed to say that?
I know, I had the issue as well.
Everyone get your magnifying glasses out. It's a bit too small to see on this screen here.
I didn't think it'd be that small on the screen. Anywho, my apologies. I'm tired, and it's now 20 to 10, and everyone's disappearing. So,
yep. What's this here? Okay, something to look into another time.
yeah.
So let's stop sharing, and I think we shall. Well, just unmute Steph. I think it's time to say our goodbyes now. If I can find my last banner, which is just sitting there.
Yeah. There's Miss Adcock.
Hello, Miss.
We've got.
Hello.
Am I flirting? Am I? No, I'm just having a bit of friendly. I'm flirting with you, Paul. That's what I'm flirting with.
It's Stormchester Paul flirting.
Yes.
With you, Paul. No, next week. I think we can look into that. I think that might be an interesting one for a few people, but we'll see. If anyone else has an idea of what we can talk about next week, by all means, put it up on the Discord or drop us a thing on the Facebook page, and we will see what we can do. But on that note, guys, I think we'll wrap it up there.
Yeah, as you can see on there, thank you for watching Weather Fans Live. Don't forget to tune in to Gav's Weather Vids Live on Wednesdays and Sundays from 6 p.m. And obviously, we'll be alive here from 8 p.m. next week. And don't forget, your clocks go back on Saturday night. Well, early hours of Sunday morning. Depends when you want to go to bed or when you want to do it. And yes, no doubt, this time next week, I'll be bloody tired because obviously we gained an hour. And when you've got children, it doesn't make a bloody difference.
Weather front's warm and cold. Yeah, we can discuss that. That's another one. Or
just give us some ideas. What we'll look into it in future lives.
Yeah,
storm season was a write-off, and give us something to do over the winter.
Yeah, exactly. But I'll open up a room on Discord where we can put stuff in. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for joining us this evening. Apologies for the.
And one more important thing, Paul, is thank you to all our mods who have been keeping
Ratchet and Clank.
Like I say, arseholes out of business for tonight.
Ratchet and Clank.
Apologies if you don't like strong language, but it.
You're very welcome, Laura.
Thank you, Laura. Yes, I think Steffi's a part of the team now.
She's our teacher.
Just a science correspondent, that's all.
Yeah, thank you to all our mods.
You
get an extra. Sorry, at least you get an extra hour next Sunday night.
Yes. So no, next Sunday morning.
9 o'clock next week, I'll be like. I'll stay awake until 2 a.m. then feel like I'm in the night.
Oh, don't. Excuse me. But yeah, guys, I think we'll call that a night there. Thanks, James and Paul, for talking to me then. But yeah, Ratchet and Clank have done a good job tonight.
Yeah, I'm glad I have lessons for today. Everyone's sticking again.
Go on, Steffi, you was going to say something.
I think it's time to roll those credits.
Thank you, everybody. Good night. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.